Join us for the very first IFL Live at London's Indigo at the O2, Sunday, August the 13th, with me, Coogan Cassius, and some very special guests. Eddie Hearn, Darren Barker, Johnny Fisher and more. Tickets now on sale. So in the words of Eddie Hearn,
you get up, you dress up, and you fucking show up.
This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV. We're here at Stiffer Clay Social Club. Been here before, but not for boxing. Top tier resilience, the third show of Mr. Johnny Clark. How are you, mate?
I'm very good, mate. How are you?
Very well, thank you. You seem to be in a different country every week. Is it a holiday or is it just a travelling lifestyle?
It's the stressful lifestyle. I need to rest. But while I'm on holiday, I never rest. In fact, it's the best place to work on a sunbed, isn't it? So, yeah, I love it.
So be honest, you need the stress relief after West Ham's transfer signings. Non-existent, mate.
Non-existent. I follow all the channels, all the apps and that, thinking, right, someone's going to announce something, and all they do is say, well, we nearly got him, but we didn't end up getting him. He's like, cheers. Just sell Declan Rice and then anyone else. Now, Inter Milan want our best striker, but we can't even play him in the Premier League. So, yeah. Shambolic. But I'll tell you what isn't shambolic, little segue there. Resilience, September 2nd, the third show. Why the name? Obviously, you had statement, momentum, now resilience. Because all the drama from the last show. So it was a lot of stress on fight week using foreign boxers. 4 got rejected. So then we had to replace them within 3 or 4 days. But listen, you know me, non-stop work, preparing, and we managed to get 11 fights over the line. No one had to come off the card, so I was buzzing for that. And then that's why the name come, Resilience. And it looks good on the posters, doesn't it? Look, looks really good. So, yeah, that's why we've done that, and now we're here with more problems.
They keep rolling, but I did see a couple of your promo videos, kind of the vlogs with Smith. You've had a little rebrand. No longer is it the red, white and black. It's just a mono black. It can be put on any colour with ease. I saw on the old YouTube video. I did watch it. So what was the thinking behind that?
Yeah, basically everyone is them colours that we just said. Your channel, other channels, Let's Go Management, top class management now. They're that colour. So it was time to maybe change it up a little bit. You know, like Nike, they change when they change their colour, their logo changes, and it just works really well because I had like a purple ring last time with a red logo, so it looked really weird. And I like things being in place, and it did bug me. And then Smithy D over there eating his chips, he was like, biscuit. He said, listen, we should change it for that. And I was like, yeah, no worries, change it. So I changed it, and I realised, we have mic covers on. And I've got like mic covers, you ain't. But
well, we've actually got new ones in the post, so yeah. You know.
Okay, well that's what happened. I had to pay extra to arrive today, and then now I had to get the mic covers, the steps leading into the ring. But then I realised I spent a lot of money on the barrier covers to be covered, and not quite there yet. So yeah. Oh, here we go. Like this.
There we go.
Pop.
Contact my management for that one, but but. Just on the promo videos, the vlogs, everything, I'm not just saying this, I genuinely think some of the big kind of free promoters should be taking note of what you're doing. But how important is it to kind of have someone like Smithy D, who's been around the YouTube world for so long? He's one of the old school, and he kind of sets you apart from the rest because you two work together. Obviously, you've both got ideas, and his execution of this production today is next level.
Yeah. So when we come up with top tier, I hit up Smith. Like I've known him a long time through old school music videos with my friends, to Palmer's, and I said, look, I've got something here and I know that you could work well with it. I said, I want to do all the promoting. I'd like you to take care of the media side of it. And then slowly but surely, we've been stepping that up to now. Like from September, you're going to see top tier even go up another level. That work rate is going to improve. And then we've got obviously our videographer, second to none. His editing skills, second to none. And we wanted to be the best small hall show that there is. And we didn't want to stick a ring with no logos on, no sponsors, just sticking it in the middle of a hall and thinking, right, go on, crack on, sell your tickets. we wanted to give something back to the boxers, so give them a kit to wear, give them a promo video, give them chances with IFL, our own channel, interview them, and then just really like build them up a little bit. Because, as I said to Ali just then, I said, when you're playing football in school, you get to a cup final and you might be able to play at Arsenal Stadium or West Ham Stadium, but you'll never get there for your Sunday team. And some of these boxers might never ever get to a stadium fight, they might never get to a belt, but they've got a good fight in them. And there's people similar to them that have got a good fight in them that don't get that chance. So I'm thinking, my brand, I'd like to be that chance. So we give them a good show, we give them, we've got AOs that have come on board, Sky 186 and an app, so they'll be on TV. They can tell their kids, I've been on TV, I fought a 5-0 fella, he's not a journeyman, and we had a good scrap, and look, might have won, might have lost, but I had that chance. And that's what we're trying to create. And within 2 shows, the 3rd show we got offered Sky. So we're definitely ticking the boxes.
After the way the last show finished, obviously with what happened with Ashley Lane and Jordan Perkis, many people would have steered away from the 50-50 and maybe gone in for the safer option, building up these fighters. But no, you're back in there with a hell of a lot of 50-50s on September 2nd. And I think that's your mentality for stay, isn't it?
Yeah, I would just be the same as every other small hall promoter if I wanted to have journeyman, and then 3 50-50s. I know with the money that I've put into the events, you know, don't take nothing out of them, put everything back into the event. If I do that for them and they come and put their career or their O on the line and have their first step up on my show, obviously it's not going to be a gigantic step up and be out of their depth. They're going to have a good scrap. Someone at their level that they should be fighting. And when I put the opportunity to them, they've all said the same. My ticket sales are getting hard because they know the game, they know journeyman now, and I'm looking for a good fight. And with good managers like Alex Leo, Vic Smith, Lee Eaton, people on the same wavelength as me, and they can feel it because they're training them and they're not going to get paid if their boxer's not being paid, you know. So they're all on the same wavelength for me, and we're putting on the shows with 10 50-50s. I don't think anyone's ever done that, if I'm being honest.
And what's different with this 3rd show is you've got 2 heavyweight fights on there, which obviously props to you. It takes promoters a hell of a long time usually to reach that level where, first of all, they can probably pay heavyweights because everyone knows they are kind of the most expensive fights to put on. Bigger pockets, yeah, certainly, much deeper. And it's obviously being headlined by Michal Nista, who, for anyone who doesn't know, is an incredibly esteemed, established amateur fighter, been in there with the likes of Usyk, Joshua, and he's just turned over, I think, last year in Romania with Mervyn Turner, and he'll be making his UK debut, and I think he wants to make it with a bang.
I guarantee he does come with a bang as well. I went to his gym 2 days ago, filmed his promo video, and mate, he was hitting the bag. And the bags next to it was moving. I was like, all right, he's a bit of a mush. His record 6 fights, 6 KOs. So we know the 7th fight, he's going to be looking to carry that streak on. That was his words in Romanian and Merv translated. But a nice guy as well. And his amateur record's great. And then I met him as, he beat AJ. I was like, oh, wow, you beat AJ? And they was like, yeah, but that was at the start. Since then, the things he's done is up the level, 2 times world champion. And I was like, wow. And then I've obviously gone home, watched him on YouTube, and the fight with Usyk, the only one he lost, it was very close, very close. And he beat Fraser Clark, Otto Weiling, Hergovic. The list goes on. And it's a pleasure to have him on my show. And then, I'll be honest, when everything's getting put to me and I'm putting on the shows, I think, am I moving too fast? Like now I'm on Sky. Am I moving too fast? And I thought, no, I can handle this. And then I went and met him, and then I realised him in the place where I meant to be, in the deep end.
You talk about good stories in boxing. One that, obviously speaking to him today, really I thought was fantastic was Scott Saywood. He's been out of the ring for 5 years. His last fight was against the 2-0 Fabio Wardley. And look where Fabio's been on to do. I think he's one of the biggest fighters in the world, full stop. So obviously that fight, to have him, is a really good addition to the card, but you've got the story, you've got the publicity, and it's a good promo technique, if nothing else.
Yeah, 100%. And Obviously, we're looking for sponsors and building alongside brands. He's with Well Hydrate. I wanted to do a video and show them, look, this is what my media team can do. And then tag them in it. They loved it. So hopefully that opens a door with them or other people that see the levels that we do bring to the table. But going back to Scott, mate, yeah, he's a really good talker for one. And he's a really good fighter, which is the main thing. Lovely story. Fireman. Saves people, drags them out of fires and then smashes them up in the ring. So, yeah, great to see.
Really good face-off we just had was Constantine Urso and Jordan Dujon. Another really good 50-50 fight. Constantine was not holding back. He was saying he's going to punch his head in, he's going to take his hope, he's going to put him to sleep. That's a little bit of needle you want, isn't it, John?
It's the first needle we've had on the show. Everyone else, I thought they're going to go out for dinner in a minute. But with these, I generally thought, maybe I should have got security here today, but Michal being here and Scott, I don't think I need it. But yeah.
And Abdul.
Oh, no, Abdul, mate, he'll bite your ankles if you carry on. But yeah, no. It was good to have a little bit of needle. I'm obviously going to look at the footage and then start putting that up to build the fight. And that will be opening the show on Sky 186 AO's that as well.
And you talk about the journey of top tier. It's always good to have a couple of fighters who have been on that journey. And there's none more than Kevin Reveal. He started off with kind of a very disappointing performance. He won't mind me saying that. And he come back with a fantastic first round stoppage. It was devastating. And now he's in another 50-50 fight against Gideon Onyanani, who's been in there with the likes of Mark Dickinson. He's military man, just got back from Kenya. Another good story. Oh, look. There's a madman behind me. But yeah, another really good fight there, Johnny.
Yeah, no, listen, that could be fight of the night. Kevin, listen, he's from my area and he's got my mentality, obviously. He'll fight anyone. You put him there, he'll have him. Listen, I don't even have to ask him. I could just put it on box check and he accepts it. But we put it to him and his team. They're more than happy. And then obviously Gideon the same. Like if you look at Gideon's record, it's not a padded one. He's got the same mentality, and he's in the army. What way to start camp? And being in Kenya, running with weighted vests on your back and that. So yeah, it's going to be a great fight there, and I'm really looking forward to that one, if I'm being honest.
Jordan Reynolds versus Matt McCullum, probably the most well-known name on the card in Jordan Reynolds, the Wanderer from Luton. We know what support he brings, and another good addition.
Yeah, brilliant to have him on. That actually come about from one of my friends in the area. He called me up and said, "Oh, my mate Jordan wants to get on your show." And honestly, you get so many phone calls. You're like, yeah, no worries. Send me his number. And then he, who is it? He went, "No, Jordan Reynolds." "Oh, yeah, I know. Played it cool and that. And then I give Jordan a ring. He said, "Yeah, speak to Darren Barker." And I was like, "Darren Barker, yeah?" And I was like, "All right." So I've spoke to Darren, and what a lovely fella. He keeps texting me nice things as well. So it was nice to actually build a bond with these type of people and get into the bigger level, you know. And getting him on, I went to film the promo with him. He's quite a character. And then, do you know what? He had someone sitting there. I said, "I know this geezer. I just know this geezer, who it is." And he had a grass company on his shirt, like he grows grass for football stadiums now. I thought, yeah, I know you. I said, "All right, Henry, how you doing?" "Oh, all right, how you doing?" I've come home, I've looked at my phone, it's only Henry Lansby. Remember, he's played for West Ham?
Yeah,
it was him. I thought, I knew I recognised him. I should have said hello, but I didn't, properly anyway. But yeah, it's good to have Jordan on. Like you can see, that what he's bringing, hopefully he brings to the event, more eyes, more people, and top tier will go up again.
And I know you love the 50-50 fights, but last time, someone who wasn't in a 50-50 fight, Tyrone King, it's kind of set him up perfectly for a 50-50 fight. Lorenzo Grasso was meant to be on the last show against Thomas Galbraith, who's over there, and that's good though that you can set up the 50-50 fights. You start off at a reasonable level, and then next one straight in the lion's den, as it were. Yeah,
so Tyrone opened the show. So if you're fighting a journeyman, how can I put you on later in the event when someone who sold the tickets and fought a 50-50 fight is fighting before a journeyman? That doesn't make sense to me. So what we've done is, look, you open the show there, but we've got an opportunity here. There's a 50-50 fight. Do you want to take it? Because if you're on my show fighting a journeyman to learn, yeah, cool, learn, but you're not going to go elsewhere, are you? You're going to have to come my show and fight, because listen, I want 12 50-50s, that's the truth. But obviously we've got close relationships with managers, and I'll happily build a fighter for them, but not every show they'll be on, but they'll be on most. But when you are built, listen, let's have the scrap on my show. So that's what's happened. And what a scrap.
What a scrap it is. And just elsewhere on the card, we've got Ernie Rutherford, Marley Mason. Just a stacked card from top to bottom. 12-fight card, is it this time?
Yep, 12-fight. Ernie, no one wants to fight him. Marley, no one wants to fight him. Both same manager, but we've got them matched. Very good opponents as well. Both have got winning records who they're fighting against. They are away fighters, but they're here to win. So literally no one will fight them. We had to pay people to fight them. And I'm very excited for them. Very excited. Obviously, Marley's local. My father-in-law keeps going in the shop and calling him Zach because he don't know his name's Marley. So yeah, he's getting the he said he's going to put it on his shorts for a laugh, I think. And then obviously Ernie, what a lovely guy, him and his dad. Yeah, joy to be around. And someone I'd like to keep on the show them too, because easy to work with and fight anyone. It makes my job a bit easier. But yeah, and then obviously we've got Lenny Fuller. But Lenny Fuller's opponent's just fucking had his ear perforated in Nathan Comiskey. So, bit gutted, and he's literally on the way now, and I've got to tell him. So, hurry up.
Not the best conversation to have.
Yeah, then have an interview. Oh, by the way.
Just finally then, obviously the first two shows have been so successful. Do you think it's only a matter of time before you are getting the attention from the big promoters? We know Eddie Hearn dropped in on the first one when he was picking up his daughter from, I think, an amateur boxing class. You're getting attention from Sky, the big apps, big sponsors. It's only going to grow. So, Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, Ben Shalom, watch out. There's a new kid on the block.
Well, I just said to Ali, remember my first interview, I think it was a review, where do you see yourself? And I was saying, I want to be in West Ham Stadium. I think I found my place in the market.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think I can be the best small hall promoter there is. So if any of them promoters have got fighters they can't get out and they need to get on a good show, but they don't want it in a leisure centre with no production, they want it filmed, they want them to feel loved, they want all this razzmatazz, then I'm the step down. So from the start I wanted to bridge the gap and work my way up, but I think I want to stay in my lane and be that gap.
So no promoter beef then?
No. Unless they want it.
Don't mess with Johnny Clark. Johnny, thank you very much for being to IFL TV and having me down here today. Probably the most sensible I've ever been at Stifford Clay Social Club. So there's something new every day.
I'm barred from here, actually.
Excellent, Johnny. Thank you very much, mate.
See you later, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank
Join us for the very first IFL Live at London's Indigo at the O2, Sunday, August the 13th, with me, Kugan Cassius, and some very special guests. Eddie Hearn, Darren Barker, Johnny Fisher, and more. Tickets now on sale. So in the words of Eddie Hearn,
You get up, you dress up, and you fucking show up.